comes from many places, many directions, many styles. In this case, this is an abstract exhibit. So these are abstracts. These are some of my abstract styles. I have others, and they're more intuitive than planned. It's just based on how I feel about something. But I've worked a lot on technique in order to be able to express myself in all these different styles and different mediums and different sizes and everything, and I still do.
So my background is in music composition, and I've been doing visual art for a few years, and I work in mixed media and sculpture mostly. This series behind me is mixed media with resin, and so I create these unique events made from plaster and aggregates like powder pigment and acrylic paint, and then I cast them all in clear resin at the end.
I would say my art is assemblage. It's a multimedia mixture of mostly instruments, whatever inspires me. I sometimes will find the piece that it starts the whole thing, and then I will find other pieces. So I collect a lot of junk sometimes, but I love instruments because I'm a huge music fan and always love the way instruments look and all the craftsmanship that goes into instruments. I think they should never be thrown away, so I started kind of with that and wanting to create something of things that people normally throw away. I have a lot of musician friends who started giving me stuff because they knew I was doing this, so I collected through that, and I sometimes go to repair shops, and that's kind of how it started.
We have a supported studio for adults with autism and other developmental disabilities, and the artists come and they create, and it's part of their workforce development where they show and they sell and they market their work in different areas. The Art Lab was founded in 2015, and we grew from our beginning with one artist, and now we have 25. We have a wide range of art that happens, everything from drawing and painting. We do ceramics and clay, mixed media. It's a wide range. We have some artists who come in and work digitally. Every day is something new. We have some drawings and some paintings and some ceramics and some glass and some mixed media art. We brought art from 11 different artists here to this abstracted show. Our youngest is 19, and our oldest artist showing is 36.
I do digital artwork and fluid painting, and I've been doing that for the past couple of years.
I do paintings and mosaics, and I've been doing that since the summertime, I guess.
I've been in the lab since 2017. We create artwork there a couple of times a week, and then we have various art shows like this art show that we exhibit and sell artwork at.
I do paintings and mosaics and other stuff.
Sometimes I'll mix an acrylic medium with latex house paint, and the colors. You get different effects with colors when you do that, because they reflect light and reflect color differently. So depending on what I'm trying to achieve, that's the direction I'll go, and that's the kind of medium I'll use. But I do work in oils, I work in pastels, I work in charcoals, I work in I'm doing a lot of pencil, a lot of graphite now. So I use anything that will make a mark or a color to make a piece of art, sometimes unconventional things.
This particular series was vaguely inspired by images from the Hubble telescope from NASA, and I was fascinated with capturing an event that looked like it happened. It's happening now, but it in fact happened in the distant past. So each of these images or each of these works is a unique event and what you're looking at is the instant it was created because of what they are. They're explosions of shells onto the surface. So they're literally the instant that they were created, and they're frozen in time. And that's sort of what I was inspired by in this particular series.
Lately, all I've been doing is sketching and drawing with graphite and pencil, tons and tons of work just with pencil and sometimes charcoal, just black and white, on paper, large paper, small paper, and I'm not sure where that's going to take me. I have no idea, but I'm following it.
I've been recently playing with magnets and the idea of they almost seem magical magnets because they can sort of defy gravity. Even a tiny magnet can defy the gravity of Earth. So I've been playing with these sculptures that feature magnets pulling on each other or pulling on other materials in such a way that they look like they shouldn't be happening, almost defying your senses. So they're a little bit whimsical, but some often very elegant looking because of that. So that's the more immediate future. Distant future, I don't know. Only the dropping is sort of out of my control, but there's tremendous amount of preparation that goes into them. There have been a couple when I first dropped them where I'm like, it's not terribly exciting, but I usually have to wait for them to dry, and in the process of drying, different things come out that I hadn't been there before, and it suddenly becomes really cool. And honestly, until I pour the resin on top, it's hard to know what it's going to look like because the resin makes it pop in a very cool way. But I've had ones where I'm not as excited about, but for the most part, they've been pretty cool, which is lucky, I guess.
A lot of times I'll work out like multiple sketches. I'll work out the colors before I even start. I'll have the colors that I need already worked out, and sometimes that takes a couple of weeks because in the shapes and refining the shapes because they have to balance and interact with each other. So the preparation in these kind of abstracts are pretty much the key. And once you have that and you're satisfied with it, then it's all application. It's all the thinking is done. You've done all the thinking. It's just making it happen.
I'd like to learn how to create more ceramic pieces, and I think through art classes I can learn how to do that.
I would like to do like more mosaics or more paintings in art class. I feel like it's nice in a public gets to see our beautiful artwork.
I've exhibited artwork many times, and I think it's nice to be able to create and sell different types of artwork.
I love creating something out of nothing. And just the idea of repurposing and being able to make something that's, I think, beautiful out of pieces people just throw away, or hopefully it will mean something to somebody. And my intention is that hopefully a lot of people who have instruments in their family, they don't know what to do with it, they can bring it to me. You can commission me to do a piece for them, a custom built. I actually found their Chevy taillights, and I found them, and I actually just bought them because they were so cool looking. I was like, I'm going to do something with those someday. So it took me a couple of years. They just sat around, and I didn't do anything. And then another friend gave me the microphone piece, and I loved that piece. Didn't know what to do with it. So it kind of just came together, and this bottom is a vintage bulb that I found in Baltimore, and I love the way that looked, so I kind of put things together. I have another series that I do of bugs, and this is only have one in this show, but I like doing bugs, and this was an inspiration to do a giant one.
It's like maybe I have the idea of like a sunset kind of image, so I want to paint like a sunset maybe at night or in the morning, I guess.
I create shapes digitally and then I color them in when I do digital artwork. And then fluid painting, I see different colors and I mix all of the colors until they look like one color. Digital artwork and fluid paintings are my favorite types of artwork to create.
I'm trying to reach people. We're trying to reach people with art. We're trying to reach all artists. We're trying to reach, can make a connection with other people, with other human beings, so that they feel something. They can feel a little bit of how we, the artist, feels, and we're making a vision. We're making a connection with art.
It feels playful, the making of it, even though sometimes it's painstaking, but there's a play element of it. And when you're sharing it to the public and people ask you questions and stuff like that, there's also another layer of joy. And it's always nice to see someone react to a piece in a very positive way, or it moves them. So there's different sort of layers of motivation behind it. But on a personal level, I just derive a lot of personal joy from sort of playing with art.